Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where our next long-term project is of course this Duna rover, and it is coming due in 92 days, so we will just go ahead and advance to that. Let's just set our focus on Duna real quick, so that we can come in somewhere over around here will be fine, and we'll just warp there. That shouldn't take too long. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I should have done this warp off camera, but it's going max speed, so we'll be okay. Of course, we're going to be losing this Communitron just as soon as we enter the atmosphere, but that's okay. We're going to be burning off this fuel anyway, or a lot of it. Not sure how much, but definitely most of it. So this is going to be at a height of 109 kilometers. That's fine. We'll go ahead and warp to that maneuver. And we are just going to be performing our braking maneuver. Currently moving in at about 1 kilometer per second. And as we approach, of course, this is going up pretty dramatically. 13-minute burn time. Hang on, that's not right. It's not right at all. Is it? 0.35. Burn time of 2009 seconds? Oh, it's because of our thrust limiting. There we go. That'll change matters a little bit. Burn time of 1 minute 12 seconds. So we want to do this at 36 seconds is the T-minus that we want to go to. And we will just warp forward a little bit here. 2, 1. Okay, so we want to be at T-minus 36 seconds. We'll just continue warping a little bit here. And we'll want to burn this right about now. Well, this is definitely better than a 14-minute burn. And you know, I'm remembering that last time I played, I actually intended to set the thrust limiter back before I exited the program, but apparently I did not. So here we are. Luckily, I figured it out pretty quickly. So we are still not quite in orbit. Still a little bit more DV to burn off here. And realistically, we could probably land with this tank if our thrust to weight was high enough, which I believe it would be, even in the atmosphere. Got about 20 seconds left in this burn. We are, of course, now properly in orbit. And let's just get this relatively close to circularized. That'll do. Okay, so here we are. Fantastic. What's our inclination? Inclination is 4 degrees. That's fine, I don't really care. We need to hit a particular biome though, right? What biome is it? It's in the sand dune. There are 3 particular biomes that we need, and I need to go check to see what they are. That is not where I wanted to go. We need to go into the contract building, the mission control, and we need to see... This is science data from the surface of Duna. Yeah, we're doing that, but this is what we wanted. Specifically, it wants a large scanning arm. I'm not sure that we have a large scanning arm. But I'm not sure if that's actually necessary. I guess we'll find out. So we need Northern Shelf, Midland Canyon, or Southern Basin biomes. Okay. And I'm pretty sure... This is 30 days away. Okay. I'm pretty sure that the Midland Basin is this. And this is the canyon. But let's go ahead and just warp to about here. about 38 minutes in the future. And actually, I just want to check on this orbit. So we'll warp here. Midlands, Midland Sea. This is Midland Sea. Okay. So what is Midland Basin? I guess we'll warp our way over this way and see if we find a Midland Basin. Lowland, Highland, Crater. Okay, so that's Eastern Canyon there. And I can't remember, is Eastern Canyon one of the ones? Let's check. Let's see here. Midland Canyon. Or Southern Basin. Northern Shelf, Midland Canyon, or Southern Basin. Okay. We're likely, or most likely, I think, to land in the Midland Basin, but we need to identify where exactly that is. Or the Midland Canyon, I mean. Let's see. It's probably back around over here somewhere. Midlands, Highlands, Lowlands. That's a lot of Lowlands. That's just Midlands. We may not be on the correct orbit for this. Actually, I saw it very briefly over here. I'm pretty sure. That's Midland Sea. So Northern Shelf or Southern Basin. This may be Southern Basin. At any rate, we should probably change our inclination pretty dramatically so that we can hit something a little bit better. And actually, I want to be anti-normal. So let's flip over to anti-normal quickly. And we'll just do something kind of like this. This is pushing out our apoapsis a little bit, but that's fine. So let's see if this counts as Southern Basin. Or maybe like something over here. Okay, so let's just warp over this way. That's Midlands, Midland Sea. This is still Midland Sea, apparently? Okay. We'll warp up over this way. Not too familiar with Duna's geography, as you may be able to tell. This is considered craters. Okay. Interesting. We may just have to land and make our way to where we're going. Lowlands there. Midlands. Wait, that's Northern Basin. Northern Basin is up over here, but we want Northern Shelf, don't we? And Southern Basin, if I recall correctly. Let's head back to the Space Center and double check. I believe it's Northern Shelf and Southern Basin, not Northern Basin. Let's see here. Northern Shelf, Midland Canyon, Southern Basin. I was correct. Okay. So that's not where we need to land. We'll find it eventually. Eventually. Okay, that's Midland there. Midland Sea. I mean, we do enough orbits, and we'll find it at this inclination. And then the question is, how are we going to land? My answer to that is, we are going to land in essentially a manner that is very similar to how we land on bodies without atmosphere. Despite the fact that we have the big old heat shield, it's not actually going to do that much for this landing approach. Unless I really manage to nail the landing. That's craters, Midlands, yeah. Okay. Well, I think for right now, what I'll do... That's Eastern Canyon. I think for right now, what I'll do is I'm just going to continue doing this off camera after this episode is done until we find what we need in terms of biomes. That's Western Canyon there. We need Midland Canyon. But for right now, I think we'll just move on for a little bit. And we'll hop on back to the Space Center and go to our next project. And we'll come back to that rover. That'll probably be at the beginning of next episode when we'll do our actual re-entry. So for right now, let's take a quick look at our other long-term projects. We've got about 30 days on our Raven 1S, so we will fly this, and that is, of course, going to Gili. And let's just get lined up with our maneuver node here, and take a quick look. Okay, this is actually already very solid. I don't know about this interception, though, if I'm honest, because I like the inclination. And, of course, this is going to mess with the inclination a little bit. We're going to have to adjust that ever so slightly. About like that, and then a little bit retrograde. Yeah. There we go. That will make it easier to intercept Gili. So we will go ahead and warp to this next maneuver. And this is going to be a burn time of 40 seconds. Oh, this is in physics warp. Hang on. Let's do this in time warp. Physics warp would take forever to get there. There we go. This is slightly better. So we're going to head over here, and we're just going to get our intercept with Gili. I do want to just double check. Yeah, that inclination is close enough. Okay, sounds good. So we are, of course, about 20 days out. And we're going to want to burn this at T-minus 20 seconds. And we're not even going to touch our ion propulsion engine. Like, we're going to have plenty of fuel in this thing. And we didn't even refuel. I mean, Gili isn't that far away, if I'm honest. Well, that was interesting. I was about to comment on the fact that we were flying along a non-existent orbit, but then it showed up. So that's okay. So T-minus 20 seconds, we will go ahead and warp towards that. And where is... There's Eve. Okay. So we will burn this right about... now. This should get us nicely encapsulated. And then we'll just take a quick look at our Gili maneuver. This is, of course, several days. Like, a full orbit here is probably close to 50 days at this distance. So we may have to hop out of here before that encounter. We'll see. I think we're still a ways away on the solar gateway, so that's fine. Let's just wrap that burn up. That's good enough. Yeah, that'll do fine. Okay, so at the apoapsis, if we were to set Gili as our target, yeah, we're about 0.8 degrees off. That's close enough. What would it look like? Oh, hello. That is a pretty close encounter there. So's that. That would do. Okay, we'd be in essentially a polar orbit, which is pretty ideal, honestly. Like, maybe we could push this slightly this way to be, like, a little bit more... Yeah, like that. And then out just a little bit. Something like that. 32 days, 4 hours, 54. Okay, so that's about 6 minutes of an encounter there. That's plenty of time. Fantastic. So that is in 11 days. We should definitely hop back to the Space Center and check on our science module for the Solar Gateway quick. And I just want to double check in here. Yeah, we're full on that. We should complete this one, but and I just tabbed into X4 accidentally. Okay, we're going to leave that. Actually, we can probably complete that extract ore from Gili immediately. But I just want to check on that auxiliary module. Okay, that's 130 days out. But let's just fly this guy and see if we instantly complete this contract. And there it is. Fantastic. And now we'll hop back to the Space Center, and we will do this Gili encounter. Because we know that we're a ways away still. Specifically, it's 11 days to our Gili maneuver, but it is 130 days to our auxiliary modules maneuver. So we'll head over here. We'll line up for this maneuver. Just going to physics warp this turn, because apparently it's kind of slow. There we go. And we will just go ahead and warp to that maneuver. Excellent. And I do want to set Gili as our focus view, just so that I can see what our current encounter looks like. And we will be arriving in position right now. Okay, so this is a burn time of 3 seconds. We may, in fact, want to downrate these engines down to like 10%. Just to make this a little bit easier. Okay, 37 seconds. So we want to burn this at T minus 18.5 seconds. And that's something we can do. So we'll burn this now. Man, that feels minute. But this gives us the control level that we need. Because otherwise, this would be very, very difficult to get this exactly correct. Ten more seconds left in this burn. I can't help but notice that we don't quite have an encounter. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. So then at this periapsis, we would do a retrograde burn. And that is actually surprisingly a lot of DV. Just circularize this. Okay. So with that level of DV, we'd probably want to bring this up to at least 50% thrust limiting. Yeah, 37 seconds. That's about right. Fantastic. When is this maneuver? 20 days? Okay, we've got time for that. We will go ahead and warp towards that. And Gili, here we come. Not sure where Eve is right now. I think we're just a really long ways away. Yeah, we are. We're quite a long ways away, about 75 million kilometers. But we'll be coming much closer. About 6 more days in this time warp. Make that 2 more days. 1 more day. Hello, Gili. Okay, so there's Eve. We need to burn this once again at T-minus 18.5 seconds. And we need to get aligned. So we will just get lined up here. We'll burn this at 18.5 seconds. We will also transmit this back to get our contract done. And let's burn. At about 50% thrust. Our contract was indeed completed. Excellent. About 20 more seconds left in this burn. We are decelerating nicely. This will be a pretty good communication satellite, really. In a relatively big, for Gili, polar orbit. And that'll do. Fantastic. So that will not be occluded from Eve very much at all. Yep, that's a very good thing. So we'll head on back to the Space Center. And of course, we have currently 2 missions left, although I definitely want to finish up all of our contracts before I wrap up this series. But we're pretty much done with the Solar Gateway. We haven't really used it for anything, but it's there. We've used the Minmus Gateway much more, but we're working on this. This will be done quite soon. Science data from surface of Duna, that will be completed just as soon as we land our rover, and our advanced scan, we might be able to get that one done. It specifically says the large scanning arm, and I don't think we have the large on there. But science data from surface of Minmus, that one's super easy. And we want to transfer any crew between vessels near the sun. Okay, we can do that. It'll be slightly awkward, but can we do that? Do we have external hatches? I think we can. And we'll do that, like, right before we dock. Most likely. I'm pretty sure we have external hatches. Let's check in on that. Let's see here. The Solar Gateway is, of course, this guy. We have external hatches on this, right? Yeah, we can EVA here. The external hatches exist on the science modules. Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, we can definitely make that work. Sounds good. And with that, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we will bring down the Duna rover. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.